fingers down my spine. Girl, you look mighty fine. Won't you rub your fingers?
What's up YouTube, welcome back to Newpix. On how to be better photographers. Today it's one of those videos where I want to share with you something personal, and that being the importance of having personal projects, something with a story, something that has a connecting line and it will make you go through different kind of challenges and then you will ultimately overcome and become better. For me, that has been when I started to really do what I was loving, and in that case is like shooting people and making portraits. And I started like anyone else doing landscapes because that's what you usually do when you start. I mean, the mountains are right there, the sea is right there, they're not moving, they're not doing anything, you don't have to direct them, they're just there being beautiful as they are. You just have to get your camera settings right. But after I was having a little bit of experience with it, I started to want something more interactive. Now, for all of you landscape shooters, don't get me wrong, shooting landscape, it's amazingly good, it's relaxing, something that really is like a zen moment for me when I go for landscapes. But I have to say that's not really what excites me the most, and that's personal. It might be your cup of tea, it's not really my cup of tea. What I like, being a very extrovert person, I like to talk to people, I like to interact with people, and that's where I discovered the pleasure of doing portraits. And however, when I was starting like anyone else, I didn't have any models, I didn't know anyone, so I thought, how am I gonna do? Basically, I just asked one of my friends. I guess every one of us has some friends. Some of them, they might even like being photographed. Some of them, they might be not liking taking photograph of them. And that was my case. Actually, I have this very good friend at the time, and we were doing a lot of stuff together. And then I just asked, hey, can I take some pictures of you? It's just for fun, just for practicing. And despite she being, of course, very nice and beautiful girl, she said, at one condition, you don't have to shoot my face. Now, how can you take portraits of people without shooting them, like, and taking their face into the frame? That was a real challenge. But you know what? I decided that's gonna be the occasion where I'm going to overcome this limitation, this constraint, which might be not having to frame the people so that you show the face, or even like shooting just with a prime. All this kind of constraint, it's what make you grow much faster and much better. So I took the chance of doing it, and what we did, we met several times, and I started to think, what can be a portrait without the face of a person? So I had to build a story around it, and that was the first challenge, finding a theme to the shoot that I wanted to keep on and on, finding a story. And that was the time where my friend, she was starting to play the ukulele, and I thought, okay, the portraits will be not featuring the face of the person, but will be featuring the ukulele. And from that moment I realized that's the perfect fit, because it will be always about the girl and her ukulele. And that's actually the name of my project, The Girl and Ukulele, and you can find it under the hashtag TGAU on my Instagram account, Chris Capasso. I will put the link down into the description section if you like to take a look at it. So what we did, we kept meeting and we kept thinking about where do we want to bring this story. So it was just casual shooting around, but then we put some thought in it. And you know what? Despite being, of course, difficult, and it was beneficial for my growth, I think that meeting the same person or model, shooting one of your friends over and over, makes it much easier for you to get used to things, because you build some kind of relationship, and you build some kind of relationship where you basically know what you want from the model. You start to understand which are the poses that you like, which are the poses that work with the model, and also the model on the other side, she starts to pick up what you want from her. So it's extremely easy when you, especially at the starting of your photography journey, you choose one friend, stick to it, and you start shooting him in many different environments, because you will avoid the variability of the subject. So the subject will be always there, but you can play around with much more stuff. You can play around with the location, with the lighting, with the clothing, with the style, with the story. However, the fact that you are doing it with a friend, with someone that you trust and someone that trusts you, will make everything much easier. So my suggestion is to see things in the context of a story, which is the story that you're trying to tell where is this story going, and why the people should be interested to that. Because one advantage of this is that will train you to build stories which work extremely good for social media. Nowadays, we know we put the pictures on Instagram, on Facebook, and then we wait for some likes or for whatever, and they don't come, and that's because everything comes down to the engagement. Why people should like your picture? I mean, if it's just a picture of a pretty girl, yeah, of course it will catch up few likes, but what can you do to go beyond that? What this will teach you, having a story, having a connecting line between the shots, will make you a better storyteller. You will build some kind of series of shots that will work in their entirety, will work one after each other. You can experiment with the captions, you can experiment with the posting them on social media. It will increase the amount of work that you will be able to push out, because one beneficial thing is that when you start to meeting the person over and over again, you will come up with a lot of pictures, and that's where you start to build your portfolio. That's where you start to build your social presence. Extremely good for creativity, extremely good for getting used to train your muscle memory for portraits, extremely good for your social media presence. I think that's what I can pick up from my experience. And why did I want to talk about it? It's just because yesterday, after much time that me and this friend were not shooting, we just were around, we had a short mini session, a wintry one. These are a few pictures. However, if you like to know more, just head up to my Instagram account, hit me there, check out my feed, and you'll find many more pictures of the girl and ukulele. Subscribe to the channel, tell me what you think about it. Do you have any personal projects? And if yes, put the link down into the comment section so that everybody can take a look at it. Now, in the meantime, remember to shoot, learn, and improve, because this is what we make on Newpix, and that's what makes us better photographers always. I hope you stick around. Until next time, take care.
Finger